Shalom everyone, welcome to day 11. First of all, thank you for everybody who participated in the poll. It was so meaningful to kind of see where you're at and see which items you clicked on. If you haven't gotten a chance yet to do that, you're totally welcome anytime. It's open and there in the chat, so feel free to share your thoughts. So today's going to be the last day that we're in this deep dive in Psalm 27 in the David Hashem Ori. And for our last day, I'd love to kind of focus on the final verse. And this final verse is actually mentioned in the Talmud, in Tractate Brachot. And the rabbis are discussing the idea of prayer. And they come to this idea of what if your prayer isn't answered? What if you put something out there and offer it to God and it doesn't seem to be received, or you don't feel like your request has been fulfilled? And so the rabbis say in that case, and then they quote this verse, Kaveh el Hashem chazak v'ametz libecha v'kaveh el Hashem, hope in God and strengthen yourself, let your heart take courage and place your hope in God. And that's the final verse of this chapter that we've been studying together. And there's two things that really strike me about this piece of the Talmud. So the first one is that I really love how the rabbis are acknowledging in this moment that this universal experience that happens for people also happens for them, of feeling like you're either praying for something or you're working really hard on something, or you've been asking for it, whether from people or from God, or in all these different areas of your life, just trying to put something forward and move something in the right direction. And sometimes you either hit a brick wall, or you get the answer no, or you don't get any answer, which can also feel like a no. And there's this moment of either despair or frustration or just feeling stuck. And the rabbis come in that moment and they say, keep trying, right? Like, just because it doesn't work the first time or the 10th time, they encourage everyone to not give up and to say, okay, so you didn't get an answer on the first prayer, so now here's a new way to approach it and try again. And the second thing that really strikes me about this is that the framing that they give to how to try again is through this quote about hope. And I think sometimes, I find for myself, if I'm going through the same thing over and over again, and I'm asking for the same thing over and over again, or trying to do the same thing over and over again, hope starts to dissipate, and it can be really hard to hang on to hope in those moments because it's been so long and it's been so many requests. And so I feel like they're saying, well, here's this verse, and this verse really supports our efforts to bring hope in, even in moments where it's maybe dissipated or where it feels like we've been trying for so long and where is the hope. They encourage us to kind of reinvigorate our journey with that hope and say, even though things haven't happened for a long time, see if you can bring the hope in. Think if you can bring the hope in through your own heart. And I find that to be something that feels really supportive right now. So I wanted to highlight that for you in this verse. And I'm going to also offer you two special gifts. One is a version of this entire chapter of all of Psalm 27, sung by one of SVIVAH's beloved teachers, Batya Hefter. So we're going to put that link in the chat. And in addition to creating this song, Batya also wrote a really beautiful article about it. So the article is going to be in the chat as well. I'm just going to read for you one line from the article and leave you with that quote from Batya. She's talking about the whole psalm. She says, "It's a song about hope, about emerging strength and faith, which mysteriously combat and help us overcome fear." So I hope today is a day filled with hope for us all, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.